So this is it. My new series on YouTube. And I've been doing Facebook Lives now for a few months, and I wanted to, getting my Facebook Lives onto YouTube is kind of tricky. So rather than try and do that, I decided I'll just try my hand at YouTube videos now. Okay, so my whole thing is I've been working on 5 precepts, and they go with Monday through Friday, and then Saturday is integration day. Saturday and Sunday are integration days. So you take everything from Monday through Friday and then you put it to work all through the week. But on Saturday and Sunday, that's what kind of when you focus in. Maybe say, oh yeah, that's a Wednesday, or that's a Tuesday, or I'm going to do this. So Monday is opening up to I am. Oh, no, sorry. That's Tuesday. I always do that. So Monday is becoming just aware. Just awareness. How am I feeling? How do I want to feel? What's the weather like? How am I breathing? How am I holding my body? Just kind of like tuning in. And that's really hard for some people, because when you tune in, then maybe you're like, I don't like my hair today, or I need to lose 100 pounds, or, got into an argument with someone I care about. So just becoming aware of those things is kind of the first step to mindfulness, really. So when we become mindful about things, then we can kind of maybe move towards changing them, or healing them, or just honoring them. All right? So then Tuesday, did you notice I'm trying to avoid the word change? Because for a lot of reasons that will all come later. Because eventually in this mindfulness practice, we do change. And sometimes we go into the mindfulness practice because we want to alleviate stress, because we want to change how our heart is beating like crazy because our lives are so, right? So change is good, and change needs to happen, but you need to figure out where you are and be in that space and change in your way versus looking at someone else. And I think that's the big difference, because when we say, I want a beach bikini body in 2 months, right? Because it's April, whatever, April, May, June. Yeah, in 2 months. And that's not going to happen. I mean, if you need to lose 100 pounds, that's not going to happen, okay? But honoring that you are now ready to change, and you are now ready to do the work, and you are now ready to heal the parts of yourself that can't stop eating. That's the beginning. And that has to come from you and not from anyone else. And I think that's the hard part, because we have to take responsibility for what we're doing and how we're moving forward. So that's the same in relationships. So if you want a better relationship with your spouse, your partner, your kid, you need to identify and become really aware of how it is, how you want it to be, and how you plan on getting there. And that's kind of like a thing from Michael Hyatt and Daniel Harkavy's book. And before that, it's a thing from like Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And before that, I'm sure he put it together from someone else's something. But I think that's the first part. So I was going to go through all of the days, but I think I'm getting close to my 5-minute limit, which is I want to keep these to 5 minutes. So yeah, Monday is the day to focus on being aware. And that's kind of pretty open-ended. And you get to choose what that looks like for you, right? I was at Barnes & Noble the other day because that's the only bookstore around. And I was looking at all these mindfulness books and in that section of the store, I don't even know what they call it. And it was how to do this and how to do this. And this is how I did it. And you should do it this way too. And I meditate for an hour a day and I eat raw foods and and so it's all of these books that are really ego driven because that one person found one system that worked for you and now they want to shout it out to the world, right? Same thing with people who quit smoking, right? Now, the people who you smoked and drank with and hung out with, now that they're not smoking and drinking, they're like, they can't stop talking about how, their life is so much better. And I'm sure it is. And I'm not, I don't want to take away from their success. But what I want to point out is their success is their own. It's not yours. Okay? So it is not your success. You have to figure out your way of being successful for yourself. So if that's getting up at 4:30 in the morning, which I did for years because I thought, oh, that's what I need. That's what that guy is doing. That's what that lady's doing to be successful. You know what it did? It made me tired. Made me really, really tired. Was I any more successful? Maybe I got more shit done, but I was tired. And I didn't get enough sleep. My body did not get what it needed because I wanted to get more done, which is like, more laundry folded or more stuff done. And the stuff, what I know now is the stuff is not more important than getting the sleep I needed. Now I'm completely have switched around how I get my sleep, what time I go to bed, things like that. And it's my own system that is working for me at this point in my life. It will change. I'm sure it will change. So I think that that's important. It's important that we figure out what works for us. Well, first of all, become aware. Just awareness. And I'm big on lists, and I keep notebooks, and I keep my life plan notebook, and I keep my idea notebook, and things to write about notebook, right? I have too many notebooks. And the reason I think that I have all these notebooks is because I don't want to forget what I've become aware of. And I want to keep kind of a log of, this is how I'm feeling, because life's all about patterns. This is how I'm feeling, and this is not how I want to feel. This is how I want to feel, and this is what I'm going to do to get there. So it's that same idea. And since our lives are patterns and they ebb and flow, if we keep that information, if we are our own data point. So if we go back to that, then we can say, oh yeah, that's when I was feeling this, when this happened, and this is kind of happening again. And you can stop it and figure out a way not to get so stuck. So that's awareness. And, keeping track of things and just living in such a way that you are, I don't want to say keeping track and keeping score and it's just an alertness. It's an awareness and it's an alertness and it's a mindfulness, because the mindfulness comes in when you can make a change. Okay, I can see I'm way over 5 minutes, so I will stop and I will see you tomorrow.